now in the author's studio. I have a Chicago-born author whose work I really like. He had his first book published in 1983 at the age of just 24. His name is Joseph Finder.
Make it personal. I've read too many thrillers that are about large, abstract stakes, geopolitical stakes, global thermonuclear war, whatever. All anyone really cares about is our individual personal struggle. So make it about one person and his personal struggle. I guess I'd say my book Paranoia, because it was different from my earlier books in a sense. It was funny. It contained no bloodshed. It was first person. It felt like a fresh new voice. And every book I've written since then has sort of had a similar voice to that. So I sort of felt like Paranoia was, in a sense, a rebirth. I have an office that is 3 blocks from my home. It's in a townhouse in the Back Bay in Boston. I am incredibly regular in my habits. I get there at 8 o'clock in the morning and right there until 6 o'clock, and then go home. I'd say The Day of the Jackal and The Eye of the Needle and The Bourne Identity. These are books that I read when I was thinking about becoming a writer but didn't know exactly what kind of writing to do. And I realized reading them that I felt completely gripped. I lost myself in the book. And in fact, I was on a European tour with some friends of mine, and they were all reading these doorstop-sized Robert Ludlum books, Mattery Circle and Bourne Identity, and they would disappear and just read and read and read. And I just thought, this is cool, I want to do something just like this. I have no guilty treats. I don't believe in guilty treats. I really believe that that whatever pleasures we can get in life, we should get. Yes, a very simple ritual. I turn on my espresso maker. I insert a pod and make myself a perfect espresso. I sit down, I close my email, I open a blank page on the screen and start. I'm ashamed to admit it. I wanted to be a writer since I was 8. And when I learned that there was such a thing as being a novelist, where you could actually make up a story and get paid for it. And people would pay to read your story. I thought that was very cool, because until then, I was making up stories and writing stories for my family. We had a family of 5. I made up stories about my brothers and sisters. But to get paid for it, now that seemed like something very exciting. So yes, I wanted to be a writer, but my parents almost talked me out of it. Everyone, saner heads, were telling me, you can't make a living as a writer. Do something else. Go to business school, go to law school, do something else. But eventually, it worked out for me, and I'm glad. It kind of evolves in several stages. First, there's the original, there's the idea, the what if that comes to me. The thing that makes me say, this is a cool idea for a story. I'd read that book. Then I do some brainstorming to figure out who the main characters are, what the situations would be. I begin to sort of come up with what I call the trailer moments, the moments that will appear in the movie trailer. Those maybe, 10 beats that make you really want to see that movie. Once I've got that, I'll do some research. I'll do ride-alongs if it's a police story. I will interview people, call them, email them, etc. And while I'm doing the research, I'm actually doing the plotting. I reach a point where I've got enough of the plot figured out, but not too much, because every day needs to be sort of a discovery for me. I can't have it all planned out. I need to sort of be free to move in one direction that I hadn't planned on. Those are the most exciting writing days, in fact. Where do you get your ideas? I get them everywhere and nowhere. I often don't know where the idea comes from. Sometimes I'll dream something and I'll wake up and I'll write it down. Sometimes I'll read an article in the newspaper and the idea will pop into my mind. I'll be talking to someone and all of a sudden there's a part of my brain that just sort of says, that is an idea. So it's from any number of different ways, different places. It's hard for me to say exactly what makes a great idea, except that it's the thing that makes me excited. I sort of feel a kind of a buzz when I think about the idea, and then I know I've got something that's really juicy.
If you've enjoyed this Author's Studio interview with Joseph Finder, please like and share it to others. And also, it would be fun if you were to drop in the comment box the names of other authors you think someone who loves Joe Finder's work would also enjoy.